Good morning. Hope you're great today. I hope you slept well last night. I'm very, very happy to be here. I wanted to bring you into another area today because I wanted to go over some meditation practice, and downstairs doesn't work quite as well. So anyway, I just want to bring up one element before we get to meditation, which is sort of framing the day a bit. I would suggest that you are most likely doing what most of us are doing, and that is taking yourself way too seriously and not nearly seriously enough. I want to say it again. You're probably taking yourself way too seriously and not seriously enough. Now, and in ways that you are probably taking yourself way too seriously, you are probably elevating your opinion and your sense of outrage at a level that is not really effective given the situation. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have opinions. However, I would suggest it's most important for us to recognize them as that, as perception. Many times people are making claims that they have no way of knowing are true or not. They are making a guess according to what they see as far as the evidence, and that makes them speak in unequivocal terms. Like this is so. You see with all kinds of conspiracy theories. I mean, we've all done it. I mean, there've been certain things that to me seemed obvious, but at the same time, that's still opinion. Now, we're taking our judgment way too seriously. We're taking our sense of being wronged way too seriously. And at the same time, we are taking, our emotions not nearly seriously enough. Now, don't get me wrong. When I say we're taking things way too seriously, I don't mean that we shouldn't be doing something about some of the horrendous things that we have seen. However, what I am saying is that when you keep that fire burning at all times, when you're constantly stirring that fire and making sure it's nice and hot, when you find yourself going everywhere and talking about that same thing all the time, that is no longer about, really trying to change a situation. What that is doing is investing in that feeling of intensity. We become addicted to the intensity of anger, to the intensity of fear, and the intensity of feeling superior because we feel that we should be able to judge others. Now, in the means of not taking things seriously enough, I would suggest, I would suggest that in the way that we're not taking things seriously enough, we just kind of leave ourselves to be in misery. Day after day, we allow ourselves to get more and more depressed. We don't think that it's important that we get angry, like when we're on the highway. We don't realize the impact. And we also don't realize the impact of feeling good. If you want the world to be a better place, you have to start it yourself. You can't wait for me or anyone else. That's why I'm doing these videos. It's called Touching the Edge, and the edge is really the edge of your limitation. It's about touching the edge but not bursting through it. And this is part of my edge. I have really virtually no experience with technology for the most part. I mean, I have some basic stuff, but nothing like doing what I'm doing now. I'm stepping out because I really want to project and really want to model each of us touching our edge and really working to do something to make the world a better place. It doesn't matter what it is. So I want to start with this first. Now, secondly, let's talk about meditation itself. So the first thing I'm going to do in terms of that is I want to show you my Zafu. My Zafu. Look at it. It's about 35, 40 years old. It's been through a lot. And let's just say that my weight has changed dramatically over that time, but it still keeps hanging in. It's starting to become threadbare, but it keeps hanging in. So this Zafu is a very important element for me, or to me. So, I want to suggest that you consider getting a Zafu if your body will hold up to that. There are many different types of Zafus, K-pok, different stuffings, bean bags, or stuff with those beans. I forget the names of them. But, those are good because they can be firm. You can move them around a little bit and then get the right position. It's important to understand that a Zafu is not, for comfort. It's not supposed to make you feel comfortable. It really is offering support because you want to get that nice position with it. Of course, you can also sit in a chair. If you sit in a chair, I suggest that you have your feet flat on the ground and your hands resting, as such. Now, just want to bring up different hand positionings. Bring up different hand positionings. We can have our hands up or down. Up is the mudra of receiving and giving. Down is the mudra of calm abiding. We can also use the flame of attention, which is with the right hand at the bottom and left hand on top, thumbs lightly touching, chest is up. Okay, so we want to use one of those three, whichever makes you feel most comfortable. You can also change those up in the course of your session. Now, we want to understand, too, that in meditation, the intention is to move as little as possible. If possible, we're working to not even move at all. We don't want to be scratching an itch or responding in any particular way. We want to make sure that we do it all. So the other element that we want to be aware of is if you're going to sit on the zafu, how to sit on the zafu. You want to sit towards the front with the hips rotated forward and the chest up slightly. If the hips are rotated back, this is the football watching position. If you tip those hips forward, all of a sudden you get that nice neutral spine. All right, so coming into the position, the chest is up. Consider doing it in the same place every time you do a meditation practice. Try to do it in that same area. Try to make it a dedicated area to your practice. Now, in terms of taking your emotions more seriously, what we are working to do is create a little distance between us and our emotions. As Miles Davis said, that the distance, the space between notes is the key to music. And that's true in our lives as well. We want to make sure we take the advantage of the space in between big events. We want to remember that every moment is just as important as any other moment. Even the moments that are big in your life, having a child or getting married or whatever that moment might be for you, just this moment is equally important. So we want to treat it that way, and we want to begin to shift our relationship to these negative emotions and get a little distance. Some of that is through grounding, and some of that is through positive manifestation. So the chest is up, the hands are in the position that you would like to be in. You can close your eyes if you would like, you don't have to. Chest is up, and just find the breath. Now, initially, start off checking in with these areas. Be aware of the hara. It's an inch below the navel and a half an inch in. Notice the heart. Just breathe. Stay in the heart for a moment. Now, the heart is actually a twin. There's the beating heart, and there's also the energetic heart. The beating heart is off to the side. Just feel it for a moment, breathing. Now, when you get really good, you can feel your heartbeat at any time, and you can feel it all over your body. So there's the beating heart, and there's also the energetic heart. The energetic heart shines into the world and illuminates the world. The energetic heart illuminates the world with your heart energy. That means your loving attention, the unconditional love. Everyone you love is inside that heart. And just like the sun, the sun does not choose not to shine on anyone. So, unconditional love is really unconditional love for your life. So we're sitting up tall and energy focusing in the center of the heart. That's the energetic heart is right in the middle. There's the throat. Be aware of releasing your jaws. And as you release your jaws, notice how that affects your neck and shoulders. Reaching slightly through the crown, chest is up slightly. Now bring awareness into the center of your forehead and just relax the center of your forehead. If possible, the tongue is in contact with the roof of the mouth. The chest is up. Find the breath coming in and out of the nostrils, just going back and forth. Now, if you have too many thoughts, it's not about trying to not think, but it's trying to be aware of when you're thinking. It's like a train going by. It can go by, but you don't have to jump on it. So it's okay if you have thoughts going. Just feel the breath coming in and out. And notice it right at the point of the nostrils. And now if thoughts come, you can use the statement thinking. Just say thinking and then get right back to the breath. You can use different mantras. I am is the great mantra. You can use that inhaling I and exhaling am. And then watching the breath. Now, eyes opening. Now, you can do this if you would choose to or not. It's really about finding what works for you. So I'm going to bring my hands together off center and I'm going to turn slowly into prayer position. This is at the very end of your session. Sitting up tall, chest is up. And for just a moment, see if you can soak everything in. Nothing is too small. Hear every sound. Notice every emotion in the background. The emotions are like the northern lights. They're always shifting. They are not as solid and steady as they seem. Breathing. And finally, we bow. So, there's a lot of different ways of bowing. From the tradition I was taught, when you bow, you use the four fingers and you touch right at the brow point in between the eyebrows. And so in bowing, it's really, make it something special. Bow to who you honor, bow to who you respect, bow to where you want to direct your energy, bow in a sense of reverence for life. So that's the basic structure of a meditation. Now you can take that as far as you want, and by the way, I suggest that you, at the beginning of your meditation, do something that has some ceremony, light a candle, light some incense, ring a bell, do whatever feels right to you. Do it at the very beginning and the very end of your session. So these little things, just like this, can change your world. And if you change your world, you can change all of our worlds. If we can shift these issues that we've had with our emotions our entire lives, why can't we change what's going on in the world? Thank you so much. I hope for you a wonderful day. I'm going to ring the bell. Listen carefully. Now we'll go into this further as we go on, but the Bodhisattva vow is really a vow to all sentient beings. It's a vow to all of humanity. It's about recognizing that you are here, you have a great mission, and that is to work to shift this human family. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.